right, here we go. Let's hope for some nice bins today. See what we got.
Oh my God,
Oops. I don't know what's gonna be in here exactly. Wow, this is over 100 years old.
This is what makes it hard. Do I sell or do I give it back?
If it was important to them, they would have kept it. Obviously, it wasn't important to this guy.
It's important to someone because it was in a box for 22 years. My name is Mark Lane and I am a treasure hunter at heart. I'm out buying storage lockers, I'm out in secondhand stores. As I'm looking for the treasures, I find things that tug at me. This is what she wrapped up her possessions with. The sign she was probably sitting on the side of the road. This makes me sad. You start putting together the puzzle of the story, or what was going on in that stored up life.
Mark has a huge heart.
And he likes to give the stuff back that he knows he can't sell, and he knows it's more important for these people to have.
I find family heirlooms, I find little things that kids have made for their parents that they've lost somehow. I try to track the people down and I try to get them their things back. That's as fulfilling for me as making the profit off the treasures I find.
This morning we were at auction and we got a storage unit that we were going through this afternoon, and we found some personal items.
Back in the day, I didn't always behave this way. I didn't really think twice about it. You lost your stuff, I got it, I'm gonna sell it, it's my business, and I didn't care.
He kind of appears kind of scary and tries to be rough sometimes, but really is a big teddy bear.
This is her grandma's recipes.
Mark is sentimental.
That important to her that she framed them.
Peor que una niña, yo creo, le digo. Yo me río de él.
In my business, I have an interesting cast of characters.
First, we have my wife, Judy.
Estresada, tanto invasión en mi espacio. Sí.
Then there's Janelle, my assistant.
Janelle is she's a great little assistant. She's a great little thorn in my side. She loves to give me a hard time, and she pushes me to sell.
I do the research first. I tell him, let's see what this is. I have to remind him that this is a job.
So no matter what it's worth, you're thinking you want to give it back. Isn't that the goal of this whole thing, is to make a profit?
Yeah, I've created a little bit of a monster, I believe.
And there's Sammy.
Hi, what's up? I have Sammy, who is a friend of mine who finances. I understand that you want to make money, I get it. So far, there's just a few things I want to return. Sometimes my assistant Janelle says he's a figment of my imagination, as she's never really met him. He's kind of like Charlie on Charlie's Angels.
We have a financer that is kind of like this mysterious big man that I've yet to meet. We need to make a profit for him.
I love you, Sammy. It's not just your money.
He gives us the money. Mark goes out and buys the stuff. And if he's not making an actual profit from it all, he's going to stop giving us the money.
Just found those. This is a World War II samurai sword, but actually made in China. The Japanese were taking over the world. They locked up all the Chinese swordsmiths, and they made them make these for them. And they're referred to as prison swords. So it was forced labor. I also found this, it's a cool document. Some kind of discharge paperwork. Looks like Spanish-American War. It says Henry Naus. Private Company E.
What year?
1899. This is a collectible military document. It's over 100 years old. It's in great condition. But this is something we probably should get back to the people.
I kind of wrangle Mark into reality and remind him why he's here and kind of play the devil's advocate.
Well, we gotta sell, you gotta make money.
She doesn't trust my judgment. And we got other things we can sell. But at the end of the day, I make the decision. Although I let her think sometimes she does.
Well, let's do the swords.
Okay, we're gonna get back to these people. That's what we're gonna do with that.
Okay. If we're having a difficult time, I have to negotiate with him. What's it worth then?
It's probably a couple $100.
So how much did we pay for the box in the first place for all of it?
That box was $265.
So we've got about $400 here just for the swords. So with one sale, it's paid for.
So
So
we made some money, make Sammy happy. We got other stuff to sell. Can we get back to this document? Here's some right here on eBay that are going for 75 bucks. You're looking at 75 to 100 bucks.
all right.
Yeah, I
was hoping 1,500.
I think the first thing you got to do is you got to call the auction.
It was unit number 2136. We just don't want to keep ourselves. We know that they would be more important for them to have rather than us.
What'd you find?
I found his grave. And
Who's?
Charles Henry Naus, the man who
Really?
this belonged to. Yeah. And there's a picture of his grave. It's in Pennsylvania.
That's where he's from. What's up?
Yeah, we had some military documents that we think you might be interested
Wow.
in getting back for your family.
This is what I'm talking about. These are the guys from that document we were talking about, the Spanish-American War.
It's not your stuff?
jail right now. He was renting from us.
Is he one of your family members?
Like I said, he was renting from us.
And you don't know where he's at in jail, which jail? You don't know any way of contacting him, anything like that?
Maybe in North County.
Well, so we ran into a little bit of a roadblock, so it's not always a happy ending when we think it is. We have people that cry. We have people that will just grab us and hug us. We have people that will yell and scream at us because we bought their things and tell us that we're taking advantage of their circumstances. I was going through a secondhand store and I started seeing some ribbons and some medals, some letters from the president to a Navy commander's son. This was an American hero, and his stuff was sitting to be sold for $1 at a secondhand store in Tijuana. Yes, I get called names sometimes. Yes, I get belittled sometimes, but I'll still buy a unit tomorrow and I'll still try to track you down and give you your stuff back.
Well, high school seemed like such a blur.